guys, welcome back to Project Zero. This is Richard here with another video podcast, and we're doing things a little bit differently this time because we finally got to the point where we are covering The Office. And I didn't think I'd be doing it now. To be honest, the timing is exactly the opposite of what I was thinking of. I thought I'd be doing this at 2 a.m. at night. Turns out I'm doing it at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Not ideal, but we're gonna do what we're gonna do. There's apparently a thunderstorm outside, and it's gonna be like that for the entire evening. So here's what we'll try to. So first of all, the main topic is The Office, and I'm sitting in a very weird position. You can see I have a long neck sticking out now. Wouldn't pay too much attention to that. So first of all, as usual, post in the comments, YouTube, Reddit, Discord. How's your day? First of all. Second, any frustrations, venting frustrations, and thirdly, anything fun that you want to use to light off or something that's relatable to this, so you have your home office yourself. Okay. Of course, it's slice of life in real life mishmash together, real life domains, responsibilities, kind of content creation and self-improvement type stuff to create a grand slice of life. So we're going to cover The Office today, and The Office is very messy right now because we have been trying to move everything out. But the most important part is to cover an overview in this particular video. I think the next one will cover the receipts. I said we've been waiting, itching to get rid of all those receipts and then throw away all the garbage, and then paperwork. And then hopefully in the fourth video, I think we're going to try to record all of them in one session. We'll do a little bit of digital stuff, so we'll get to that. So first of all, here's The Office, and I'm going to have to move the camera around quite a bit during this stream, if not the entire stream. And I have to mention, of course, during that time, I will not be able to show my face. I don't have the second camera here installed onto OBS Studio. So we're just going to work with me over the screen, which is fine because most of my videos, my face is in there and I don't know how much that really adds. Alright, so let's get right to it. Now you'll hear me in the backdrop because the mic is right here. There you go, you can see me a little bit better this way. So the mic is here. And if I could give you an aerial view, I would. The reason why I can't is because the wires to this webcam are coiled together, and you could say that maybe I should have uncoiled them ahead of time, but I did not do that. Let me see if I can make a little bit of adjustment here. So I'm just switching to the side where the wires are for the webcam. And let me see if I don't apply too much pressure, if we can go a little bit farther back. Okay. All right, so this is sort of The Office, right? What I call The Office. So on the right hand side over here, it's a little bit reversed. Oh, it is reversed. So on this side, on the right is actually your left right now. So it's not well synchronized, but it's not a big deal. So my right, this is the right hand side I'm pointing to right now, even though for you it's the left, it's just reversed. There is the mic, the boom arm, and then it goes all the way straight up. You can see there's a wire here. Okay. And above is this bag that kind of covers any kind of dust from collecting on the HyperX quadcast mic. And it lights up red, and there are the wires that go all the way along. We got the springs here. Okay. And here's a side angle shot of it. There is, you can see at the very top there, a pop filter as well. And then there are other extra wires attached to it in case I wanted to, I believe. I think it was in case I could attach an instrument to this mic. Now, I don't think that's how it works, but I left it there just in case. So if we go down, you can see there's a bunch of extension cords. Obviously, I'm not going to cover everything, but the setup you have over here, an extension cord, not cord, but a power bar, and it's quite long. It's almost like an extension and a power bar with an extension cord together. But we have a phone charger here, USB type C outlets, cables coming out. We have lights here. For example, this one's for the ring light. This is an AC adapter that switches from a USB over from the wall outlet. At the very far back, you can't really see behind that corner. I'm pointing my fingers there. But basically, there's another power bar, and it has a lot of chargers. It has one for example, I can actually point it myself. For example, a Paperwhite ebook has also a gadget there for charger for other phones. So if I can raise the camera up, I'm just pointing down there in that location. I want to see if we can actually cover aerially. You can see there's a power bar at the very back over there, right? Just right there. I'm trying to orient my fingers right. And I realized that maybe I should turn on the light. So let me just pause the video for a second. All right, so now we have the light on. It's a lot better. You can see at the very far back over there. Right, I'm gonna tilt it down. You can see there we go. There's a lot of equipment there, but basically on the right hand side, where my finger's pointing, there's a power bar at the very end. And then on the very top, let's just cover everything in the top. You can see it's a huge mess on this side. The right hand side, there's all this kind of food here that's remaining. For example, this is garbage, I would say, but put that down, cover that later.
At Freedom Mobile, our latest plan has more to love.
We have some,
and by more,
this
we
is
mean
the
a whole other
remaining
country.
food
Get
section.
40
Just
gigs
move
of
whatever
data
food
you
I
can use
had
in both Canada
from different
and the
region
US
over
for
here when I
just
said I was going to
$50
preserve the
a month.
office.
2
for
countries,
future
1
video.
sweet deal.
So we have this
Conditions apply.
aroma,
Visit
this
freedommobile.ca.
brand coconut milk. Probably move this down the floor or something like that.
Woman ready to return to the workforce after taking a
Or I
break?
can keep it on
Since
desk.
2010, Rotman's Back to Work program has
The
helped
idea is to move all the
hundreds
food
of
away
women
out of here
just
after
that.
this video.
Participants
We have
gain
these
valuable
Korean
insights
noodles.
on business culture,
Instant noodles,
hiring
1, 2
practices, and
packages.
how to build their
The only reason why
personal
they're here
brand,
still
all
is
while
because they
building a
actually
network of
have
support and confidence.
seasoning that's not been
Visit
used, but
Rotman Back to
again,
Work to enroll in the
foods that
October
really belong here.
2023 program.
You can see underneath, beside it, there's a bunch of wires. There's also staying with this little cap here from the honey, so it's also food related. And then there's just some cleaning paper towels. So that's all kind of food related, and that's all that's remaining. There's a disposable chopsticks here as well. Just some basically food area. Now something important to mention is that we have some other electronics here aside from the power bars. There's also a charger not just for the ebook and the phones, but also for the radio that I have attached. At the very backdrop here we have these two lights. And these are RGB lights that switch 16 different colors from red, blue, green, all that kind of stuff. Now we don't use them for streaming anymore because, well, first of all, we don't stream. And on the videos, we don't usually have it in the right location anyways. So I'm gonna head over to the middle. And you can see there's some floss here, some plastic stuff on top. Over here on the top, we have obviously a face ring light. Now we have these lights here that need to be removed because they actually don't serve any purpose anymore. So I'm going to move that ring light down, and this one's from Dollarama. It's really cheap. I think I covered it before. But basically, here's the switch that covers the different colors you can switch from. Now these here have got to go. These are pointless. Maybe I'll keep them in here for now until I move out. But the point is, these things are really pointless. They need batteries to operate. They're supposed to be lights. And at the time, Dollarama, the dollar store was just experimenting with different electronics at the time. This was like, I don't know, you could say just around the pandemic era, just the beginning. So 4 or 5 years ago, the dollar store, Dollarama, was just kind of booming as people started to really flock towards cheap, affordable electronics and stuff like that. And tools. So anyways, it was a pioneering at the time, like 3 years ago. This was like a pioneering item that would switch different colors, but now it's clearly out of date. I mean, it's not going to work. It's not competitive anymore. You got to use batteries, whereas this ring light here is just USB connected. So anyways, the point is those electronics are most likely going to throw away. I don't see any purpose in keeping those here. If every time to get them turned on, I had to go in and manually flick a switch. I had to open the case underneath the batteries, flick a switch, and no, that's not gonna work, man. I believe they may have come with some they may actually respond to this kind of colors, this kind of a remote, but I'll have to test it out first. If they respond to a remote, then maybe it's useful because I can turn them on and off and switch colors without opening it. But then even still, it would require batteries, so I don't know. Well, think about it. Right now, we're just using it to place this ring light on top, okay? And That's what that is. The very far back, okay, very top. We're moving to the left-hand side now. I know for my left is your right is my left. So you can see behind here, okay, first of all, next to the lights that we're thinking of tossing away, we have these 2 canisters of pop. We got like Pepsi or whatever, the Coke, Dr. Pepper. There's only 2 left. We just have like 8 of these. We're trying to clear all the food. It makes a lot of sense. At the very backdrop, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 canisters of those used on health sciences, nutritional supplements. They're empty, but because they come from these ones here, for example, have the old design, the original OG design of their canisters, of their bottles. It's got that kind of course, they switched to something more simplified, so that's more environmentally friendly. But anyways, that's just the old design. I think I'm going to recycle and toss them away. I don't see any purpose in keeping them. Unless we have space here, honestly, which I doubt we do. If we do, we'll consider keeping 1 or 2 bottles, but those go to recycling. And I can tell that we're not going to cover the entire office exactly because it's already 11 minutes in. Let's cover the top here remaining first of all. We have, of course, the bottles here. Maybe we can cover everything. Bottles of Usana Procosa, Hypo Plus, Biomega, Mega Medical D. All of these are nutritional supplements, and behind it is health pack as well. I know there's a lot to cover. And then at the very far back there, we have also at the very far back 3 more bottles of these like stainless steel bottles, which we used to put water inside. Now we're supposed to wipe those down because they're quite dusty, and then toss them inside, I believe, the blue barrel. Now the blue barrel, I have to say, the Heisenberg's blue barrel, we made a meme about this yesterday, has already moved away. So unfortunately, what I'm gonna have to do is just kind of toss them into a bag and move them out separately. They were supposed to go inside the barrel, but I didn't actually move them away yet. So I said I wasn't going to keep the barrel here just to move several bottles, but that obviously has its own caveats. Yeah, that's that. So that's the bottles. Those are the bottles here. Here's the supplements. What we're going to do is try to cover, I think, I don't want this to go beyond 15 minutes, but there's a little bit of an offer there. Here are keys. I've mentioned, of course, and nail clippers. They don't really belong here, but as I am, of course, going to be leaving, I think it's important to mention that these are the keys for the landlord that I'm going to give back to return. So these keys here probably should be placed on a better, most likely, I should mention, before this video even ends, that these keys and everything here is on top of the standing desk. So the standing desk rises and lifts, right? Of course, a standing desk, you know what that is, right? It's pump activated. It uses hydraulic system. I think it's air hydraulics. It's quite heavy, but this entire desk will rise and drop, and we will remove it. And again, these keys, I think is a main highlight here, I suppose, on top of here. No, it shouldn't be the main highlight because if you take a look, there's a laptop here. We're not even finished this part yet. So there's nail clippers, but the keys go back to the landlord. And I think that'll be in a week time. I'm not exactly sure. Next thing we'll do is if we are going to cover in this office region pretty much everything on the top, I think that's what makes a lot of sense. You can tell again back to the power bar on the right hand side. We have the earphones here that I carry on the outside. Here's the laptop, of course. This is straightforward. The first thing you saw when I started this video was the laptop. And on the right hand side, we have the mouse. This is, it's RGB mouse, but it's just really cheap from dollar store. It has very loud clicks. It's very, it's just kind of a $4 mouse. That's really what it is. I know that I would never have believed you could buy a mouse for $4 until recently. Anyways, mouse pad, mouse. Underneath the laptop, you should see like a phone case, an eyeglass case. That's just so that I can keep the ventilation running. So, we keep the laptop lifted on top of something. And then over here on the left hand side, you can see there's some gadgets. So we have a lot of wires here. So I would say the cable management is pretty good, except that because right now everything's a mess due to moving out, cable management is poorer. It's a lot less visually organized. You look at it, I know it's organized because I didn't really move the cables a lot anywhere after or before I started moving out. So the cable management is still largely the same, but it looks a lot worse because there's all this shit on top. So that's something to mention. But basically behind here we have, for example, the mic connection to it's a thunderstorm. You can hear that right now maybe. But there's wires for the mic, for the laptop AC adapter, there's like a touchpad, not touchpad, sorry, but a drawing tablet, and then the mouse as well as the camera, right? Lots of things connected. Even obviously you can see here there's these earphones, these headset. So I think that kind of covers everything on the standing desk, and I believe that's enough to be one portion of the office. I say one portion because there's another portion of the office, which is basically the standing desk is on top of the entire I wouldn't say it's not hardwood. It's like one of those like glued, it's like chipped wood, right? But it's really good quality. And this one's actually, I have to say, it is a class 2 item. So again, gratitude, thankfulness for, the biological birth givers. And despite all the messy relations, this is their desk originally. And it's one of the few items that I will keep. It's very practical for the most part. That's largely why I'm going to keep using it. But that's something to be blessed and thankful for. So that's what we're going to cover next, everything that's on top of the actual desk. In this video, I think we only have time to cover everything, this podcast, everything that's on top of the standing desk, which is, the entire laptop setup, minus everything that has to do with like connections below. But in the next video, I think we will be able to cover the entire office region remaining, which is pretty much the entire office desk. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in. Again, I'm going to switch over here. If I look sound a little bit disheveled, it's because I've been lying down for 12 hours straight. There we go. It's my first laugh in this entire video, but basically, oh man, yesterday was a long fucking day, man. Here we go. It's like a vlog style. It's switched to vlog style right now, but basically yesterday, I came back again way too late and I spent, I think, 20 hours outside. Yeah, and it's because I was planning to clean out the newly rented place, and I couldn't get it done. I was so disappointed. But the good news is, it was bittersweet. So in order to get to my new place, and I actually sent one of my siblings a little photograph. It's like, oh, I'm so excited because this reminds me of a place that we used to rent out, the stove. But the point is, when I went over there, I was able to move all the cleaning materials there. I said, I have to get this done. I don't want to carry this with me. I don't want to bring it back to storage or bring it back to this place. I want to keep it there. So I had this little trolley in the backdrop, of course, and I moved everything there. But it came at a cost because by the time I was moving stuff there, it was already like 9. So by the time I got back, it was like 12. And that's how far it is to get back from down there. Of course, I had to stash everything inside the closet, think about where to put all the cleaning supplies, like, Clorox and Comet, toilet bowl flushers, full floor and tub and tile cleaners, and the brooms and stuff like that. So that took quite a bit of time. It did take, maybe half an hour at most. So that's what ended up happening. I wish I could show you guys the new place. I can't. Obviously, I had to set up all this stuff. There needs to be internet connection. I had to get up the internet mobile plan working over there as well. So obviously, that's not going to work until at least I think at least 2 weeks down the road, guys. But yeah, that's what was happening. So I came back and I just slept for 12 hours. I was so tired because if you can't tell, I've been working basically I can't say 24/7, but basically, as long as I'm awake, I'm working on something. That's just, we're working on life. And in this case, I definitely haven't taken any Sundays or Saturdays. Those don't work for me. You could say that I've just been going straight 7 days a week for at least 4 months now. I just don't.
Going
No,
back
that's not
and
true.
forth
No,
about heading out
because I
or
crashed
staying
before.
in.
You know, you
With
collapse
Spotify
from the
Premium,
strain.
you can download
You get
10 year
overburnt,
music
and
offline for
I think the
whichever
last time
app
I
you
overburnt
choose.
was
Just
probably
download
about.
and pull
I
up your
was overworked,
playlists
and I
keep
burnt
your
out was
tunes
about
flowing from one
2.5 months
adventure to
ago.
the next.
So I've just been working
Upgrade
7
to
days straight
premium and
for
listen
the
your
past
way. Tap the banner to
2.5
learn
months.
more.
So what that means I've been going for about 75 days ish. I'm gonna plus or minus 15. So about 60 to 75 days. I just have not taken a single day of rest. And so yes, I just kind of lied there. I just lay there for 12 hours. Yeah. All right, but you know, we keep the ball rolling until things settle down a little bit. Let's move on to the next video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Here's the little appreciation animation. Okay, and we're gonna switch over to be right back. And again, drop in the comments below on YouTube, Reddit, Discord. I'll cover some food yesterday that I ate as well. That's why my throat's so nasty right now. But basically, yeah, we went to a new place, explore a new place before we went to the library to get some paperwork done. And then we applied for the program for mobile. It's a program that allows for a heavy discount on home internet. And then we had to go downtown, and then we finally went to the leased place and deposited all the cleaning supplies and stuff like that. So it was a really wild ride, 20 hours. We'll get to that a little bit more, but first of all, the next video comes up, all right? So thanks for tuning in, guys, and let's pop over to the bottom of the office, okay? See you guys there. It's the wrong scene.